me a second, folks. Lights, camera, action. No, it's not working. Give me another second. No. No. Hey. Okay. Brightest, second lowest. Okay. Maybe that works. Maybe it doesn't. Hey, Tina. Oh, baby, baby. Hello, babe. Here we go. Hello, peoples of the internet. Let me move this over there because it's a little bit too in my face at the minute. Although, this is a little bit dark. Why am I so dark? Despite having lights that I think are too bright. That one maybe. Have I not got the other cable? Oh, we'll have to look at that later. Okay, folks. Let's see where we go. I think Scruffdog was just finishing. I tried to set the stream up, and instead of setting it up, it made me go straight into it, which was a little bit awkward. I left Scruff about a minute early. Let's see how we go from there. I didn't mean to start the stream. I set it to be in about 2 or 3 minutes time, but it made me go live. What can you do sometimes? Technology. It's great, isn't it? Until it's not. Okay, folks. Let's just give it a few minutes, see if anybody arrives. I think people are starting to arrive. I haven't even posted the my grifting link. Give us a second, let's see whether I can do that now. I need to do that from a different device. For some reason I cannot do that from within this device. I have to do it here. Hold on, first I'll need to copy the text that I want. Let's, not that one. Hangouts blurb. The PayPal link. Give me a second, folks. I'm just gonna copy this text. Copied. Okay. Now, over to YouTube. And I gotta find me. What's the quickest way to find me? Just bear with me, folks. Bear with me. I am just trying to find me within YouTube. If I can find me, view channel, that would be the one. View channel. Here. Not edit channel. Go live into the text. The bizarre thing, let me pause that guy. Let me paste that and put a full stop there. Click there. You see, I'm still anal even when I'm the only person here. Pin message. Okay. That's my grifting link for anyone that wants to help out. It is a tramp living in a field. Let me show you around. Let me just check where the phone's on 49% power. Remind me I need to plug it in and charge it soon. Reverse the camera. Show you my doggy darling. Hello, babe. She's just down here, look, right next to me. Hello, you. You see, Piss? I don't want to disturb you. I know you don't like the big bright lights. Here's my girl. Tina, doggy darling. Hello, babe. Yeah. Okay, folks. As I was saying, tent, field. I don't know how much of that you can see. Lots of prickly bushes and trees and shit. You can't really see much. So come back to the guy who's got no clothes on. I'm wearing a pair of shorts and some shoes, and that's it. You're not under the chair. Okay, I want to get a little bit more light. I've got the lamp on full. I don't think I've brought the other cable out for charging the lamp. We'll have to sort that later. Scroll with it for now. Okay, come and talk to a tramp. Tramp in a field. What else could you want? Tonight's second can of beer. Here we go. You gonna come and talk to me or not? Come and say hi. That's why I waited till Scruff Dog was about to finish. I was trying to finalise like the setup of the stream, but it made me go live even though it wasn't time. I'd set a future time that was about 5 minutes away, but instead of just editing the stream settings, it forced me to go live. So that was all a bit awkward. And now there's a car alarm going off in the distance just for fun. Because why not? Why let the tramp go live and actually be able to do a bloody YouTube live stream when you can have a car or a burglar alarm? It sounds maybe more like a burglar alarm. Louder than just a car, I think. Come and say hello, folks. We're here and waiting. Now it's been a hot day, and every now and again we're getting flashes of lightning in the distance, and also it's kind of calmed it, and then suddenly there are these gusts of wind. The parasol here got uprooted and carried across the field about an hour ago. That was fun. Who knew? It's not annoying at all, is it? I was never a fan of these alarms, cars or houses. You don't go rushing over that. I mean, for all we know, there's actually a burglar in that house now. For all we know. But you don't exactly turn around and go rushing there to stop the burglar, do you? It's just noise. It's just noise. Okay, folks. Who's there? Is anyone going to say hello? Nobody said hello so far. Oh, I am not on. I'm not on all messages. Maybe I've missed a message. Nope, just me. Just me posting the PayPal link. So late start, folks, because we were waiting until Scruff was finishing or there or thereabouts, except for the slight overlap because of YouTube settings. But I'm. Really? Fucking really? Okay. Guess that's not annoying. It's been an interesting week, folks. I don't know who's out there. I don't know whether you're newbies that are just lurking or whether you're veterans of the channel. Welcome back if you are, and welcome if you're new. I am Delta Mike. The channel is Down and Out in Torrevieja. Down and out. Homeless. A tramp, a hobo, a vagrant, an indigent person. A person of no fixed abode. Some might say a bum. Perhaps someone who lives rough. Perhaps sleeping on the streets. Or perhaps in a field like me. I would hope you didn't have a burglar alarm going off in the fucking background. But what can you do? It's only slightly annoying, isn't it? It waited until I was 2 minutes in to start, so there's that. It gave me an opportunity to get going. It's fucking annoying. Okay, folks, that's Delta Mike Down and Out in Torrevieja. Torrevieja is a city on the southeast coast of Spain. I am a Brit, stranded by circumstances in Spain. The circumstances are many and varied. They're best summed up in a separate video called TrampCast 001. Hello, Billy Joe. Hello, hello. Just telling everyone all about TrampCast 001. You see, you think that alarm's gone off, but it hasn't. It's just pausing for 10 seconds before it comes back on again. And again, and again, and again. So I just watched Scruff Dog. Scruff Dog was finishing. I tried to amend my stream, which was privated, and I was just trying to set it public, and it made me go live prematurely. So that's no good. But here we are. People will arrive as time goes on. People will find us, I'm sure. It's a light one. I've basically been asleep on and off for a large part of the day. And, I guess we'll see how long we can go. I doubt we'll be doing a full 4-hour one. I doubt that very much. Especially as I've just started yawning and feeling tired suddenly. I hate to do that on camera because I know how it catches. I know how. Have you ever been stalked, DM? Just watched another YouTuber who'd been trolled and stalked. I do have a hate channel. I have a hater out there. I haven't looked at it for 6 months, so I've no idea how they're doing, whether it's getting any traction or not. I couldn't begin to tell you the URL. I'd have to ask a friend who monitors every now and again, I believe. But it's basically just a bloke that likes to shout my full real name on the interwebs, and he thinks he's being big and clever doing it. I mean, yeah, I use a pseudonym when I'm online. Delta Mike. Obviously, no one's called Delta. I'm not really called Mike, but I respond to Mike now because obviously people are going to call me that. Stalks. I don't think so. How would you put this politely? Yeah, you know that I talk about my capacity for violence. If I was being stalked in real life, people would get hurt. And that's all I'm going to say. One of us would get hurt. I am not, it's something with which I would not put. I would find a way to get back at the person that was doing it. Now, stalking electronically is, I have big problems with that concept. A guy I used to follow online called Alex Belfield got locked up. He got sentenced to like 5 years for online stalking, for sending emails. Just block them, delete them, ignore them. I mean, what the fuck are you doing? How do you claim that that's actual? He literally has been locked up with a 5-year sentence from people he's never met. He sent them nasty emails, and from what I can gather, lots and lots of nasty emails. Block them, delete them, what? Ignore them. What's the? I don't believe that online stalking is a real thing, unless there are threats, actual threats of violence. I'm going to come round your house and I'm going to rape you or batter you or I don't believe that just sending someone emails or having videos talking about them. Jeremy Vine was one of his victims. The radio and TV presenter. Really? You're a victim of someone making a video and talking about you? Really? I got my hater. I just ignore the cunt. If you type Delta Mike and some other additional words, you probably won't find the guy. I mean, I've no idea. The last I checked, his channel was 6 or 7 months old and he had 5 followers. I mean, what do you do? Scrolling. Tara's back. God, everyone's here. Okay, Tara. Be careful, Mike. Some idiots out there. Are idiots out there, but I think I've mentioned I'm quite a handy lad. Well, I was, you know what I mean, in my 20s. I'm no longer in my 20s. I'm nearly 60. But I can still size people up and judge where I would be. My dad was literally British Forces middleweight boxing champion. I was a heavyweight. Borderline light heavyweight and heavyweight. I'm not tall. I was a little rotund, but you know what I mean. We're talking amateur, not even officially amateur, but you know what I mean. Just a lad in a gym doing the doing. But because my dad was in the paras, I mixed with people who wore maroon, and I draw a line under what I say. I had at least 5 uncles, if you look at both sides of the family, who wore maroon. It's how my mum and dad met. One of my uncles brought his friend home to meet the family. That's violence is not useful. Tell it to Winston Spencer Churchill. There was this country called Germany that were doing bad things, and it was decided that violence was required. Violence is not optimal, but it does solve some problems, would be my retort. Yes, it's not ideal. No, it's not. Myself, I don't start with the solution as violence. I'll push people away. I'll tell them to go away. You do what you do. But when it comes to clobbering time, it's clobbering time. And, you know, what can you do? The hater channel doesn't even come up on YouTube anyways, Lo, so I wouldn't worry. Terry, you've been looking. You've gone Delta Mike hater channel or something. I wouldn't even know I don't even know what you would search for. I tried not into military stuff at all. No, and a lot of people aren't, and that's fair enough, Chippy. That's fair enough, mate. It's not my go-to. Violence is not my go-to, but there are some people where there leaves you no alternative. At the time I was jumped by 3 guys outside a train station, you know? The time I was in a nightclub in London and it was raided by the police and they'd locked all the doors, and there were 3 guys literally kicking the head of a copper, and I stepped in. Put 2 of them on the deck. Quite proud. I got to admit, I admire me. It sounds pathetic, it sounds ridiculous, I know. I threw about 5 punches and 2 guys were laid out on the floor and another one ran away. And then I was put in the back of a cop, you know, the Black Maria, and I was beaten up by the cops. And then I was quizzed and the police wanted to prosecute me until the cop that I'd saved walked in, bandaged head and shook my hand. Hours and hours later, however many hours, 3, 4, 5 hours later, whenever that was. And they still tried to prosecute me for about a month afterwards. I am not a fan of the boys in blue. We require a police force. I just don't respect them. I think it's a job that attracts the wrong sort of people. Psychopaths cops don't become psychopaths. Psychopaths become cops. We can argue psychopath versus sociopath. I'm still not sure what the fucking difference is. I keep reading the distinction, and I don't. Was that the Met Mike? I'm not sure. They probably come under the Met. I was in South Wimbledon. So whether that's a distinct force or whether it's part of the Met, I don't. This was back in 1989, 1990, 89, 90. I don't know the distinction. I don't know whether the Metropolitan Police is literally just in the centre of London, in the city, or whether, I guess all of London is politics. I don't know how it's organised. I don't know. It was South Wimbledon. Actually, it might have been Wimbledon, because me and a friend took two young ladies out, and I was in an area I was unfamiliar with. He just took us into this nightclub. Place got raided. We tried to make it out to the fire exits, try and get out the doors. It was chained up. Literally fucking chained up, which is it's a slight health and safety violation, isn't it? If that had been a fire rather than a police raid, that would have been hell. I mean, it was still pretty bad. I was very, very frightened, folks. There's only once or twice I've been more frightened than that in my life, and that's probably when someone grabbed my cock in the toilets in a different pub in London. And here's another one, Chippy. You say violence is useless, or violence isn't useful. Guy grabs your cock. You're 19 or 20, and someone grabs your cock in the bogs. I exited the toilets, I finished my beer, and before I left, I said to the barmaid, "Oh, by the way, there's a guy unconscious in the toilets." I didn't explain how or why he was unconscious in the toilets. I literally just said, "Okay, I'm off. Oh, by the way, I think I saw a guy unconscious in the toilets." Why was he unconscious in the toilets? Me, that's why. You must have been the hands. I got a lot of attention from gay men. I did get a lot of attention from gay men. It has to be said. I was far from handsome. The ladies were never attracted to me. I kind of had this hooded brow thing going on. A lot of people thought I just looked like nasty or looked, I don't know, aggressive. I really did have this. I'd walk into a bar and look around, and 3 people would want to fight me. It was a general fucking rule. Including a guy called Packy Bob. Can you say Packy? I don't think you can say Packy. Not in England, anyway. Maybe in Spain I can get away with it. That was his name. He wanted a fight. Just walked in the bar, looked to see if any of my friends were in, went to the bar, got a drink, and stood in the corner, and suddenly this guy wanted a fight. But I just always remember people... I don't know. The Met are bad news, says Billy Joe. I think the Metropolitan Police have more bad apples amongst the... I'm not going to say that they're all bad. It's not like a bad barrel. They always say, don't they, it's the odd bad apple in the barrel. I think they have more bad apples than most. They are a bigger force than most. I was young on my own and in London, and yeah, I got a little bit worried from time to time by certain actions. Like I said, put that together with the fact that I got unwelcome attention from gay men, and now I will admit this: I overreacted. The incident I'm talking about, I would say that I probably overreacted. I probably could have just said, "Hey, no," and maybe just a little shove. That's not what I did. I just threw a punch and put him out. I think I was wrong. I think I got that wrong. On the flip side, who fucking knows? Maybe he would have got violent with me and tried to force himself on me or in me. I don't know. I mean, who knows? This is the same question I have when the gay men come here, and again, it usually ends in a tussle. When the guy backed up shouting "sexo, sexo," and then he dropped his pants, love tap on the back of the head, kick in the back of the, in his literal back, and pushed him off and told him to get to fuck. Because I don't know how that situation might escalate. If he gets violent with me, bends me over and does me, I don't know. I'm not taking the chance. I'll get the first punch in because I'm frightened. I'm on my own in the middle of a fucking field. Is it right? Is it wrong? Who knows? I'd rather throw the first punch and have him run away than end up getting bummed against my will. That's just how I am. He must have been a handsome young man. Not really. In fact, no, I've talked in the past about a facial condition I had called cherubism. Look it up. Find a lady with a big distended jaw. Lumps and bumps in your face. I had that. At school, teachers, if we got like a replacement teacher, they would all accuse me of having a gobstopper. You know what a gobstopper is? It's like a big piece of chewing gum about that big. That's what I look like. People used to, when you have the photographs annually at school, people would keep the individual photo of their kid, but the class photo they would literally send back and say, no, we're not having that, not with him in the picture. I was Quasimodo. People would literally come to school and say, oh, my parents are keeping this picture, but they're not having the class photo because you. They'd literally say that to my face. Gary! Hola, amigo. You're going with a lower, which is more Hawaii. Hola. Mike, Tina, Tara, hello, good morning. I'm just scrolling back a bit. You must have been a handsome young man. Not at all. Was that the Met? I think am I on? Yeah, I'm on live chat. I'm seeing all the messages. School photos were a joke, lol. They were at my school, with me in them. Tara hated them. You weren't the girl that went to school with a tea cozy on her head. We had one of those. I don't know, class photos, who needs them? I don't know, folks, I don't know. Where do we go from there? Thumbs up if you haven't already. It is, what's the time here? Hold on. It's 1 o'clock, 1:05. I'm on my second can of beer of the evening, and I'm right up here or thereabouts, I would guess. That's not bad. For the alky that everybody thinks I am. I was, so I've got this pack of pork in the fridge that's about 10 days old. Really needs using. I was going to cook that tonight. And I came outside and it was so fucking warm, I just didn't feel like eating again. I haven't eaten. This is Saturday, yeah? I don't think I've eaten for 3 days. I think that's right. What was the last thing I ate? Oh, I opened the pack of bread rolls and I had some Philadelphia. If anybody remembers the Sarah Crow advert. Philadelphia. I didn't really enjoy that. I struggled to swallow that down. That's got to be 3 or 4 days ago now. Last thing I ate, I haven't touched. I don't think I've touched a drop of food. A drop of food since. There's calories in beer. I'm getting some calorific intake. If it wasn't for the alcohol, this stuff would be isotonic. Ask Google, it'll tell you. Is beer isotonic? It'll say no, but it's almost. If it wasn't for the alcohol, beer would be isotonic. Scrolling. In my last school photo, I had a cast on my leg. Oh, God, my wife tells me, I wasn't there at the time, she had a cast on her leg for about 2 months, got it taken off, broke her leg again the next fucking day. Another cast on her leg. Ouch. That wouldn't have been fun. That's almost as bad. Hold on, let me see if I can get this story right. Because I was with her for this one. She tripped up on the quilt next to the bed, and as she fell, her shoulder hit the bedpost. And she went to the hospital, saw a doctor. He just dismissed, no, it's just a strain or a sprain, whatever, and go away. And it plagued her for about 2 months. And she goes back, he does an x-ray, and he says, "You stupid idiot. Your shoulder's broken into 5 pieces. Why did you not come to hospital sooner?" And she says, "I did. I saw you when you sent me home." She spent, how did it go? So I think it was 6 weeks the first time, with the arm all strapped up and immobilized. And then she goes back and another 5 or 6 weeks. The actual socket was broken. Is it a ball and socket? I think it must be. It was actually broken into 5 pieces. And he told her off because he'd sent her home. What can you say? I think, I'm going to be racist here, folks. You know I am a little bit. Abdul and female patient. That's all I'm going to say. Love me or hate me. Complaints were put in about him, and it turns out we weren't the first to complain about him, and he was, what would be the word, demoted, moved, whatever. He was sidelined somewhat. So we must have been like the 4th or 5th complainants about him, for it to get that far. Yeah. Tara hated school for. So who's here? Let's do roll call. We've got Tara, we've got Gary, we've got Billy Joe. I don't know if Chippy's still here. Let me know if you're still here, Chippy, even though I'm a racist sword, and I know you don't like racism or violence. Billy Joe, Chippy. Okay, I think we're just going through the same names as I go back to the beginning. I was here posting my grift. I got my I got my PayPal link in because, you know, maybe someone wants to send me some pennies every now and again. Man in a field, folks. Mice, rats, cats, and dying dog. Hey, Tina. She's fast asleep. She's not listening to me at all. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Nope. Let me just check that she's breathing. Yeah, she's breathing. It's okay. I do that every now and again. I get a bit worried if she's too... Normally you say her name and she perk up even if she's asleep. But every now and again she doesn't move at all and I just have to check that she's actually still breathing. I hope the wind's not a problem. It is coming from the east and it is coming against the microphone. Let me know if the sound's a problem. Somewhere around these parts I do have a pan scrub where I cut a hole in the side and could put it over the side of the phone to cover the you know, to mute the microphone a little bit if wind is an issue. I have the technology. Let me just check whether chat has frozen or whether you're just not talking to me. You're just not talking to me, okay. Tara, so what happened, Tara? Why did you have a cast on your leg? Is there an interesting story or is it something and nothing? I've never had a broken bone in my lifetime, I don't believe. Wasn't that a Bruce Willis film? Unbreakable? Would it be? With him and Mr. Glass? The guy who breaks all the time? Is that Samuel L. Jackson? I gotta look this up now. I think it was a part of a trilogy, yeah? Unbreakable. Let me go look this up. Unbreakable. Unbreakable. Not Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Unbreakable movie. Is that how long ago that was? It's only 25 years ago. M. Night Shyamalan. David, a security guard, survives a fatal train accident only to be tracked down by a man named Elijah Price. Claims that David is blessed with superhuman abilities. Unbreakable, Split, and Glass. Is that the trilogy? Okay. M. Night Shyamalan's East Rail 177 trilogy. That's a strange name for a East Rail. I'm guessing that's the name of a line in whichever city this would be. Where are we? It's going to be New York or LA, isn't it? Possibly San Francisco as an outsider, but oh wow, it took 20 years to complete the trilogy. I didn't know that. I'm pretty sure I've got all three. I'm pretty sure. Oh, lots of comments. Glass, Split. What? Oh, Split. Okay. With that chap with... Oh, okay, yeah, it was... yeah, it was a split personality. They call them a system, don't they, nowadays? It's not a person with split personality disorder. He's part of a system. It's the fuzzy language thing. Andy's computer tube, evening all. Got my ears on but soon to fall asleep, I suspect. That's the best way, mate. I do manage to put many people to sleep. When I listen back to me, I put me to sleep as well, it has to be said. I've done so many hours this week, I can't begin to catch up. I don't even know if I'm going to try. When Farmer starts posting a link every second fucking post, I tell myself I'm going to go back and follow his links. But who's got time for that shit? I don't get around to it. I do 12 hours yesterday. I did a 7-hour stream. I sat here talking to a chap for 3 hours, and then I did a 5-hour stream. And then I'm back here again tonight. Thumbs up, folks. Some of you have forgotten. I can tell by the fact that there's 8 of you here and only 2 of you have fucking hit the thumbs. Even I haven't hit the thumbs up. Let me go and hit thumbs up, because why wouldn't I? I was just in there to post the PayPal link. I might as well go back and do the thumbs up. Close that, hit that. There we go. Okay, I hit the thumbs up and so did somebody else. Thank you, folks. I always appreciate the thumbs ups. I like to try and hit 20, but I suspect when I go live at like midnight, it's probably unlikely that we'll get there. Nice if we do. Doesn't matter if we don't. It's not. It's a look, tramp in a fucking field. Semi-naked tramp in a field. I got bigger worries in life than whether or not I get 20 thumbs ups. Or whether I pick up an extra subscriber every now and again. At some point I have to get a roof over my head. I think within the next 2 weeks I need to put the new tent up. And that needs 3 days preparation as a guesstimate based on the last time I did this. It also needs a friend or 2 to help me put the new tent up. Putting up a 6 or 8 man tent is not really a 1-man job. I don't know if you know that. It's not easy. But I've got all the labour of emptying everything out of there, moving 2 mattresses and bed frames, clearing the floor space, emptying the storage room, sorting through. It's not just the emptying. Physically, like I could clear this bedroom in a morning, the storage room. I could clear the other bedroom in another half a day. But it's the sorting through. What am I going to keep? What am I going to throw? Might I need this stuff? The delays, some things are obvious. Yeah, no, that's gone bad, throw that away. That's no good, throw that away. That's been sat in water and has rotted, throw that away. Those are all obvious. Might I need this thing in the next 6 months? I don't know. Might I? Do I keep it? Am I keeping it because I've got a kind of a hoarder tendency? Do I have a hoarder tendency because, how would you put it? Because I might need it one day. It might be a utilitarian, you know, it might be a useful item that maybe I don't need it now, but maybe one day I will. You throw it away and then, you know that after you throw something away, the next day you're going to fucking need it. You know that that's how life is. How often have you ever sought out of something? You clear out that cluttered drawer, yeah? And then the next day, you go in the drawer looking for that thing and it's not there because you've just thrown the fucking thing away. When you're in your house, it kind of sort of doesn't matter. You can kind of just go out and spend a £5 and buy another one. When you're a tramp in a field, you know what I mean? I use the word I know I use the word I abuse the word tramp. I know that. But when you're homeless, living in a field, moneyless, almost penniless, not quite. You guys have all been really generous. I do have money on my prepaid debit card. I do have a little bit in PayPal as a reserve. So I can't claim to be like the penniless homeless man. I meet other homeless people, and I try. The guy I was talking with yesterday, he's got a friend somewhere that charges his phone and stuff. And if ever you're stuck, I'm here. I've got electricity. I've got, even though I've only got 2 panels that produce 30 fucking watts, I have electricity. I should be able to produce 200 watts, but everything's falling apart. What day did I, during a live stream, was it yesterday or was it the day before? I did a review of those panels over there. I think they're from a company called something like Delco. I need to clip that and release that as a standalone thing. Your solar panels shouldn't fall apart just because they're in the sun. That I know the sun. I know that solar panels don't like the sun. I know it has heat has an inverse relationship with panels, but these are truly shit. I think I just saw Karen arrive. Hello, you need some new solar for winter. I think so. Aluminium and glass from whatever it's called. It's an English name. What's it called, Karen? The shop? Leroy Merlin. There's no way Leroy Merlin is a Spanish name. There we go. I got there before you. I ninja'd you just, I think. But yeah. Yeah, I need new panels. But at 85 quid a time, euros a time. Do I need 1? Do I need 2? What do you think, Karen? Can we send these back? I know it's hassle for you, the packaging and the sending back and the waiting for the courier to come and take them back. I'll be a couple of days with no solar. That's even more fucking annoying. I don't want to hassle Karen. This is the thing, folks. Because she ordered them, it would be on her to push the button for sending them back. I told you not to buy them. What you did. You said you were unsure about them. I know. Supposedly they last 15 years, and they've lasted 15 fucking weeks. Probably it should be a little bit more by now, but I just like to use that as the glass and the aluminium and glass ones have like a 25-year approximate lifespan. These flexible solar panels are supposed to last 15 years. They are literally, the outer layer is sheathing off, slothing off, and the second layer, which is even thicker, is also peeling off and falling off. The internal like bus bars, the internal joints or solder or whatever is breaking. That's why they're down to 30 watts instead of 100. This fucking alarm keeps going off. I'll be honest, when an alarm goes off like that, once, twice, 3 times, then stops for an hour and then starts again, I think that's someone trying to get the owner to turn the alarm off. Somebody might be targeting whatever building that. I don't know if that's the garage, the Grand Bazaar, or whether it's a house. But I'm suspicious. When an alarm like that does that, if I didn't have a disabled dog, I'd be walking up there now to check it out. It did this. How long have I been online? 12:30. It's about an hour, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's just 49 minutes here. I'd be going up there to check that out. It did it 2 or 3 times initially, then it's gone off for half an hour and now it's back again. To me, that's a sign of somebody deliberately triggering the alarm and walking away, such that they can get the owner or responsible person to decide, oh, the alarm's faulty, let's turn it off, and then you get robbed. Probability, at least 10%. It's not. I mean, is it possibly just maybe an animal's triggering the alarm, maybe the wind or a faulty alarm, possibly. But I'd put about 10% that there's an actual person trying to break into somewhere. And if it wasn't for her ladyship, I'd probably go and stick my nose in, because, you know, that's how I am. It could be their electric just tripped. This is like the 4th or 5th time the alarm's gone off. It's unlikely that it's something random. Don't know. Oh, itchy nose. But I think, yeah, I would go with at least one new aluminium and glass panel. What I would do this time, though, is always make sure I had like a towel or a blanket, something soft and on the floor. Even though this, like my old panel, used to bounce. It was dropped many times for many different reasons. Either my stupidity or the wind or the weather or just, you know, accidents just happen. It always bounced until that one time when we had a 90km/h fucking wind. I said the other day the wind behind it and blown it over. It hadn't. The wind had been in front of it, blown it onto a bush, and it had bounced forwards. That's how it went. When you look back at the video where it did, well, not where the video where I covered it and said, oh fuck, it's gone. That's what happened. The wind wasn't behind it blowing it forward. It was blowing it backwards, and it bounced because of the bush. But I don't even know that like a blanket in front of it would have saved it. If it had, it fell on 3 stones, and there are 3 kind of cobweb fractures. Speaking of glass before, because of Unbreakable, the film. Scrolling. Nowhere to scroll. It could be their electric tripped. Could be. Just don't think so. I'm down to here, folks. I will have to go and get a beer in a moment. Thumbs up if you haven't. Some of you haven't. 9 people here. Okay, you ran away. It's 8 people here. But only 5 have hit the thumbs up, and one of those was me. If you weren't here earlier, I watched Scruff Dog and then went live afterwards. Zapped Sparky. Hello, my friend. I'm about to go and just grab another can. I just have to check. Tina is lying right alongside my chair. But I think I'm safe. She's not under the chair. I just got to hooch it back like that. Give me 30 seconds. Unless I find something wrong on the way there and back. I'll be right back with you. It won't even be that cold a beer either. Fridge hasn't been on. We could put it on. No, where are you? You're low. Where are you? There we go. Grab. Oh, hey Tina. Can I get back in, darling? Put one foot there. Wow, you're very trusting. You're trusting me to be very precise with my footwork. I'm back, folks. I'm back. Let's have a look. I'll put the can under so you don't get the full blast. The fridge is reading 18 degrees. I've just turned the EcoFlow on and turned the fridge on, but there's only 3 or 4 percentage points left before the EcoFlow turns itself off. It's only on about 13%. It has a 10%, it cuts off at 10%. That one does. This second one here, this one would go down to 5. It's only on 37% even now. Oh, and nothing's plugged in. Hold on. Where's my phone? 29%. I better charge that. Otherwise, twice in the last few days, I've had devices just turn off with no warning. You know, normally you get down to like 5 or you get down to 15% and it goes plink, recharge your phone. And when it gets down to 5%, the screen goes really dark. None of that happened. Fucking none of it. The first thing I knew that was low of power when shit went off. I don't know if that's a new Android update that's gone wonky. What do they call it? Not a recursion. Reversion? No. There's a word for when an old bug gets reintroduced. Sometimes in a company, you've got 2 different programmers or 2 different programming teams. And one does something that has a knock-on effect. The other ones undo it, and then the other ones come back and reintroduce their old code. I think it's called a reversion. That might not be the right word. Let me check it. You know how I am. When I've got a question, I have to get the answer. Recursion, reversion, term in programming where the same error gets reintroduced. There is a word. There was when I was a programmer. There's an R in introduced. Reintroduced. Reversion, isn't it? Regression, is it? A regression. When a fix attempt broke something else that previously worked and something has no, that's not where I'm going. No. Come on. Regression bugs. Regression. Is it? An issue when a feature that used to work fine suddenly stops after changes made to the software. Adding a new feature, updating code, fixing a different bug. All regressions are bugs. Normal bugs are flaws. Is it regression? Is that where I'm going? It's that kind of, whatever it fucking is, it's that kind of thing. You got two programmers or 2 programming teams. One breaks something, someone else fixes it, maybe that breaks something else, and to fix that something else, they reintroduce the original bug. It's not recursion, because recursive is, give me an example. GIMP is not, no, GIMP is, hold on, what's Microsoft's search engine called? Bing. Bing is not Google. What does the B in Bing stand for? If that's the acronym, B-I-N-G, Bing is not Google. The B in Bing stands for Bing, which means what? Being isn't. That's recursion. That everlasting loop, recursive. It's a recursive algorithm, a recursive acronym. Isn't Linux? Is it Linux? Linux is not Unix. Hold on. It's close to that. It's something like that. GIMP. No, I said GIMP before. What's the other one? What's the emulator? Oh, something's not. Oh. When you're in Linux and you want to run Windows software, is not an emulator. Something is not an emulator. Wine. Wine is not an emulator. And the W in wine stands for wine. It was, yeah, you got there, Zap Sparky. I got there, I think I got there just before you, mate. I think I did software regression, okay, yeah. I think I was on those lines. It was one of the two words I was choosing between, regression and recursion, and I'd said it wasn't recursion. So I think I decided it was I decided it wasn't recursion, so I think I'd left it as regression. I'm out of the game for fucking 10, 12, maybe 15 years. So sometimes I know a concept and I don't. Yeah, but wine is not an emulator, and the W in wine stands for wine, which means what? Bing is not Google, is what Bing stands. That's why Microsoft search engine is called Bing, because Bing is not Google. What does the B stand for? Bing. And off you go in a recursive loop. Recursion is a useful tool in programming, as long as you've got an out. If this exit loop, you need some kind of out to jump out. It was wine zapped, yeah. Thank you, my friend. Zapped Sparky, have I got a real name for you? Do I know? Have I got? I don't think I've got a real name on record for you don't have to. If you want to just stay as a handle, that's fine. But I do. Most people, I end up getting like a real world handle. I didn't see you arrive. Ahoy, folks, said Zapped Sparky. We've been here an hour, mate. Where were you? Okay. 9 people here, 7 thumbs ups. We're not going to reach 20 this time around, are we? We're probably not going to reach 4 hours either. In fairness. Starting at 12:30 after Scruff Dog finished. My time, 12:30 my time. Oh, scratch. Shall I introduce you to my glamorous co-star? I'll give that a go for any of you that are just arriving. She's fast asleep. We're going to try not to disturb her too much. She never likes the, she doesn't like the bright lights, but she's just down here, look. Hello, babe. Hello, you. Fast asleep. She's not even twitching in her dreams this time. Hey, babe. She doesn't want to know, folks. Oh, God, yeah, earlier. You see, this was the box that her water was in yesterday. I only went and fucking stood on it in the dark before, didn't I? It's broken to fuck. I almost give my real name away though. I was gonna say silly daddy and give my name away. But, not this time. Snoozing away. She's very quiet with it. There's no snoring or anything, or twitching, no dreaming. She's not running in her sleep as normal. Let's have a look. Didn't know you were streaming. Went to watch some Star Trek. I kind of said in Scruff's chat, "Hey, I'm thinking of going live." And then I came over to I had a stream set up like in the background. I went to edit like the start time, and it ignored the start time and made me just go live there and then, about 5 minutes earlier than I wanted to. I wanted to stay and catch the last 2 or 3 minutes of Scruff and then go live like just after. But it didn't let me. If you set the start time to be in 5 minutes time, it ignores it and makes you just go live now. I will maybe exchange words with the YouTube team on Twitter tomorrow. Maybe I'll create a stream and show the current time, the start time, and show how it behaves. Make a video. I always give them a video of whatever it is that's gone wrong. And you know what? They always just say, "Oh, you must be doing something wrong." They never say, "Oh, that's not right, let me get on that." Because I was a software developer once upon a time, and a tester, I document when software's shit, when it doesn't behave as expected. I don't expect to be just told you're doing it wrong when I've just shown you how it's misbehaving. If I've set a start time for a video to be in 5 minutes time and you just go 3, 2, 1, you're live, that's not right. There's a 5 minutes fucking start ahead time that or should be. Snoozing away. I think Zap Spark is falling asleep. Taking a fight against another homeless would get you a lot of views and follows, Mike. Billy Joe, what are you suggesting? The whole beating up a tramp thing? No. I mean, not like by surprise. Or if somebody wants to have a sporting contest, I've offered the police. Pick your champion. I've literally offered them that. The police and the Guardia Civil. Pick your champion. We'll have a charity event, and £1 gloves. You know, the heavier, thicker, more protective gloves. They're stupidly large, almost cartoonishly large. But rather than like just the thinnest, I've offered. But I don't want to know. Imagine some 25-year-old super fit Guardia. The Guardia Civil look like squaddies. They are, compared to like British or American cops, you know, the donut munchers. The Guardia Civil here they are like squaddies. I'm an old man, almost 60, and I've offered them a sporting contest in a proper ring, you know, with a referee, Marquis of Queensberry rules, or kickbox. If they want to go kickbox, I don't do kickboxing, but if they want to do kickboxing, yeah, okay, let's do that. No, they won't do it. Oh, that would be unprofessional, said the whiny bitch. No, it wouldn't. It's community liaison, it's community relationship. The fact that you had my arms up my back and were trying to fucking break my rotator cuff. That's unprofessional, you cunt. Every time I've been put in handcuffs, my thumb and this half of my hand have been numb for a month afterwards. Sometimes the forearm, and then there's the shoulder injuries that you pick up along the way. but I offer them a sporting contest, that would be unprofessional. You fucking cowardly bunch of shit. I get angry. Some people think that I have an anger management problem. Like that judge who tried to get me to go to anger management courses after finding me not guilty. Ahoy people, okay, regression. We ordered them in March. The return window was the 5th of May. I think in Europe, Karen, you get 2 years on anything electronic. Doesn't matter what they say. You're doing sales in Europe and it's an electrical device. You get 2 years. That's the law. The law beats company policy. The reintroduction of Rollberg wine. Okay, with that, it's jumped. Sorry, I must have missed Karen's answer way back. Taking a fight against a homeless would get you a lot of views. I'm not. You don't kick people when they're down. This is the reason that I don't watch mixed martial arts, MMA. I can't watch MMA. They'll do a kick or a punch, put the guy down, and then pile on him or kick him almost until he's unconscious unless the ref stops. And I'm like, I can't. That's wrong. I cannot watch MMA. It's just fucking wrong. Guy's on the floor, semi-unconscious, and you fucking what? Lean over him and start smacking him in the head. You've won already. The fuck are you? I cannot watch MMA. I hate it. I get these young lads as well say to me, I train MMA, and I'm like, training's okay, mate, but what about actually doing the doing? I was a boxer. I didn't just train to do boxing. I stepped in the ring of... I don't care how much you train to be MMA. I did step in the ring against other men and fight. I did boxing, and I also did, if you know what milling is, there's another thing. It's those guys again, maroon. Shush, moving on. A proper square up against another homeless, you would easily win, I suspect. I mean, I don't know about easily win. It depends who the other guy is and what his background is. I'm pretty confident in my ability to size up other people. Now, if I'm up against a 6'4" Norwegian or Swede who's all fucking muscular and, I don't know, in shape, I would be a bit more doubtful. I might still give it a go. I went out once with my mate that I used to live with, the guy called Christian, the guy that I shared the house with for 3 years. We went out one day. He's 6. We sat down at a bar one day, and this guy starts talking all tough and saying he wants to fight. And he looks at Christian, and he says, I'm going to smack you. Christian says, you don't want to do that. Oh, I do. I want to smack you. And the guy stands up. And then Christian 6'4", stands up. And then Christian turns to him and he says, you think I'm a problem? You want to try that guy? Points at me, 5'9", but a little bit broader and a little bit more useful. The guy looks up at Christian and just says, no, I don't want to smack, and sits back down. Good choice, lad. Good choice. I think that was the night that England knocked Sweden out of the World Cup. Would that be 8 years? That'd be 8 years ago now. It was that night. Pretty sure it was that night. It was during that World Cup. Was that a World Cup or was that the Euros? 8 years ago or 6 years ago? Oh, I don't remember what competition it was. England and Sweden had played each other, and one of us dumped the other out of the competition. Win the crowd and you win your freedom. You think that then they'll let me get on the plane and get out of here? I think the sales of good actors for 5 years here, says Zapsparky. The UK. Yeah, I'm in Spain. See, something that is sold, and you're given an indication that the expected lifespan is 15 years. If it doesn't last 4 fucking months, something's wrong. I get on to Will Prowse, who reviews batteries and solar panels and electronics fucking shizzle. There's just no way. You've seen that, if you saw the video the other day, there's that line, that diagonal line across the bottom corner, and you think, oh, you must have you must have creased it. But you look at the back and there's no sign of a crease. These literally 2 layers of plastic are peeling off over the top, and the panel that should be producing 100 watts is producing 30. How badly could I have mishandled it to create that set of circumstances? Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I do walk across the field with it back. It's sold as a flexible fucking solar panel. Mobile, flexible. Should I have stuck it onto some kind of hardboard backing or chipboard or something? Should I have done something more? Possibly. I don't know if you've noticed though, tramping a field. I don't have access to fucking hardware. Hammers, nails, chipboard or hardboard, whatever, OSB, whatever that means. You know? Man of limited resources because fucking homeless guy living in a field. OSB, have I got the right initials there? Is that a thing? Let me just type that in. It's some sort of it's basically sawdust and glue, isn't it? I don't know whether I've got the right letters. OSB board. Yeah, well the B, there's a redundancy, look. The B in OSB stands for board, so it's not OSB board. Oriented stranded board, type of engineered wood, formed by adding adhesives to layers of wood strands laid in a specific orientation and compressing them. Yeah. Not sawdust and glue, folks. Wood chips and glue. Adhesive. You're allowed to say adhesive rather than glue. Scrolling. So okay, I think I'm up to date. That's always a worry because now I don't know what to talk about. Once I've caught up with you all, let's just do this. Once I've caught up with you all, oh, I never did. I went and got a beer, didn't I? And I didn't get that cable. This light has been sat in the sun using its solar panel on top for charging. But while I'm using it, it's going to start fading. I should have brought out the octopus cable to charge it. Not the little octopus cable that caused the 3 batteries to almost set on fire in my fucking pocket yesterday. This thing. This one is the one that I put it's got 4 cables and I put the 3 batteries on. They got so hot in my pocket I almost set myself on fire. I've got another one, a longer one, with micro USB, USB-C and the other one that's not Firewire. The Apple one. I don't know what that's called. We had a conversation about it yesterday. I don't remember the details because I've got the word Firewire in my head, and that's the one I had in my head, but it was wrong. What's an Apple connector called nowadays? Not the USB-C one. I know that they've been forced to go USB-C because EU. But the one before that. Can't remember. Sorry, Jack Attack. Jack Attack spent half of last night re-educating me on the Apple connector that's not Firewire. And now I don't know shit. I am going to go and get that cable, folks. I'm just conscious that this light isn't as bright. I think this is on its brightest setting, and it's not as bright as it should be. In fact, it should be so much brighter that I should be on the bottom setting around now. And then as it decreases, I switch to the middle and the high. It's on high, and it's not that high. I'm just watching where Tina is. Oh, 30 seconds. Man flesh, boobs, and beer belly. Here we go. I found it. Lightning, isn't it? That's the modern name for the connection that I was talking about that's not Firewire. It's a lightning connector. Did I get there before everybody? Did I beat you all? Let me do this. Let me do this. I think this is the right connector. The middle one. It got a little bit bright when it went in. Brightest. Is that too much? I think there's a little bit too much man flesh on display there, folks. Let's turn that down a notch. Medium. Yeah, forgot about lightning. Yeah. I don't really know the specs. I know that Firewire, when it was initially invented, was so far ahead of its time nobody had any use for it. Nobody knew what to do with it. It could transfer so many megabytes or gigabytes per second that nobody had any use for it. But that's back probably like when was that? Late 80s, early 90s? Maybe late 90s, I'm not sure. Let me consult the oracle that is Google's AI. Does anybody remember Oracle? Was that the teletext alternative? CFAX on what was Oracle? CFAX was on BBC. Teletext ITV. Who had Oracle? Don't remember. OSB board. Redundancy. The B in OSB. The B was board. So OSB board is a nonsense. Nonsense. Where was I going here? I had a question in mind. I was going to ask. Firewire. Date. The introduction. Date. I'll put date as well. Not time. IEEE. What is IEEE? The International Electronics something. 1995. Following development by Apple starting in the late 80s. Made its commercial debut in consumer hardware when Apple added it to the Power Mac Power Macintosh G3 in 1999. I said late 90s, didn't I, at one point? 800 megabits per second. Wouldn't that still hold up pretty well today? Fuck. When I transfer stuff from my phone to my pen drive or to my external hard drive, I'd take that. Divide by 8 to get megabytes. Divide by 10 realistically. But 80 megabytes per second, I'd take that. I think I just saw Karen leaving. Good night, Karen. Sleep well, my friend. And one day nearer to Spain, yeah? 3 weeks or there or thereabouts, yeah? What day do you come out? Have you got a day of the week? Saturday, Sunday? When is it? Let me just... I was going to say let me scroll forward. Everything's a scroll nowadays. When I move the chair, I'm scrolling. Fuck. Okay, folks, what are we going to talk about? I haven't got a topic in mind, I don't think. It's all a bit ad hoc. Better to be ad hoc than post hoc. But yeah. We're coming up in an hour and a half. 10 people watching, only 8 thumbs. There are people out there that haven't hit the thumbs up. Hit the fucking like button. I'm going to clip that. It's going to be well, maybe I would have clipped it if it wasn't for the fact that I'm sat here kind of fucking half naked. Woohoo! Moobs and boobs. Including, can you see the white lines underneath? Because the sun's so directly overhead most of the day. There's a white line under the overhangs. I'm going to wave at these people. They're going to ignore me, they always do. But I'll be the better man every fucking time. Don't acknowledge the tramp. Don't acknowledge the tramp. Don't talk to the tramp. That's the attitude of some people. Okay. I think I just saw that an alert that Barnsley are third from bottom in their league after losing. Oops, that's not a good start to the season. Find yourself being like fucking 21st, or what would it say? 21st out of 24. Where is it? Have I gone past it? I think I've gone past it. 21st position with loss against BRO. Who's BRO? It's not West Bromwich, no? I don't know who we lost against, but it doesn't leave us in a good position. Bromwich? I don't know who that is. I can't click it because that'll take me out of the stream. Anybody want to give me a clue? What football team would you abbreviate to BRO? And this device is going to have a different set of... Oh no, Barnsley versus Bro. Who's Bro? Bromley. Football League One. Oh, it's the first match of the season. You lose 1-0. Obviously you're going to be near the bottom. I don't think we need to panic yet. But 8 teams are in the relegation zone. How does that work? Four go down automatically and 4 have a playoff? I'm not sure how that works. I don't even know what league we're in. Hold on. League 1. Premiership, Championship, League 1. Used to be the 3rd division when I was a kid. Fuck. If anybody remembers before the Premier League started, when the top division was just called the 1st division rather than the Premiership. Before names got all silly. To get rid of the white lines, you should get one of those reflector things people hold when sunbathing, like the photographers use. Those big white to bounce the light up and in. I could do that. Stick some white shiny things under the moobs to get the light to come shine. Or I could just lay. I mean, I've got the. I don't know if you can see this. Hold on. Do you see this? Probably not. I don't think the flash is good enough. You see the recliner? No, you don't. Over there. There's a recliner over there. What's that that's shining bright? That's water. That's a bottle of water shining back at us. I got a sunbed kind of thing there. It's a little bit broken. I used to have 2 others, but they got stolen by the fucking police. Until Pepe became a cunt and stole my holdall, the only people that had ever robbed from me were the police. Hey Pepe, if I ever meet you again, you'll regret it. Violence, folks. When someone steals from you, I do believe the application of violence is a just, what would you say? Punishment sounds like it's authorized by somebody else. I'm a death wish kind of bloke. Paul Kersey. I'm not going to hold death wish over someone stealing a holdall, but I'm going to go violence over it. You steal my shit, you're going to get a smack. And you'll get an opportunity to smack back, maybe. All right, folks, here we are. I'm a nice guy. Look, I talk about violence sometimes, and people think it means that I'm not a nice guy. I'm the nicest guy you could ever wish to meet. If you're in trouble, I'm the guy that you want on your side. If shit happens, I step up and step in. Like I did when someone tried to rob the garage at the top of the road. Never got any thanks for that, did I? Like when I said about the policeman getting people kicking his head in. I'm the guy you want on your side. So many times I've stepped up and stepped in where angels would fear to tread, is the old phrase, isn't it? Some people will look at me like I'm scum because I had a discussion once outside a bar down 500 meters that way. I told someone that I was good at violence. Oh, did you have a disturbed childhood? Oh, what happened? I'm like, no. I don't go around starting fights and instigating violence. But when it happens, They just went off on one, like trying to be all lecturing and dismissive and patronising. And I just said, fucking shut up. You got me wrong. Just because I'm good at violence doesn't mean I go around wanting to be violent all the time. I go years and years without any kind of incident. Apart from that 2 hours stand-up knockdown fist fight here, where I won 20 rounds out of 20. I'm guessing. I don't know how many rounds it was. I won every round. I don't know how many it was. And he ended up in hospital. He had to go to hospital. He didn't end up in hospital, but he had to go to hospital. Do I remember my last fight before that? Oh, it's the one where I got mugged. And the two guys bent over trying to share the money, and I got up and fucking smacked their heads together. That's gotta be 7 years ago. Probably. I had an eye out here. I mean, the first guy, the big bruiser, had put me on the floor. I had an eye like that. At the bone, my bone was, so you know that your skin bruises and puffs up, but did you know that bone bruises, your bone literally can swell up? I had that for about 2 months. It took, you couldn't, after a while, once the flesh had gone down, you couldn't really see it, but I could feel that the bone was bruised. 2 months. But that's, I don't know, 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago, maybe. Just to put, just to put things in perspective. I'm not walking around getting into fights week in, week out. Scrolling, there's nobody talking to me. You all left me. Roll call, who's here? I think Zap's still here. I think Karen went. Prior to that, it was all Billy Joe's maybe still here. I don't know. Win the crowd, you win your freedom. It's an interesting concept. It's almost like trial by combat, yeah? If you can win the fight, you can get out of the country. When I leave Spain, they are going to bar me from, at least from Spain, but possibly from Schengen. I would imagine. And if it was up to me, I would ban me. I would have deported me fucking years ago. I don't know what they're fucking playing at. The only thing I would hate it if they did deport me is you don't get to take like your possessions and your dog with you. You get deported, it's just you that goes. Stick you on a plane and fuck you off. And then when you get home, your government treat you like you're in disgrace and that you've brought the country into disrepute. Other than that, I would have been back in the UK, and that probably could have been a good thing. Maybe. Huh. But I would have lost my doggy, wouldn't I? What would have happened to her? Who'd be carrying her around now? Do you think the people at the dog sanctuary would be carrying her back end around while she stumbles around trying to walk with her front end? Or would they have put her down 2 years ago? That's what I think would have happened. They wouldn't have had the patience. They wouldn't be the nice guy that I am. You see, folks, I talk about a little bit of violence just because. But you saw me. Did you see me last night bursting into tears 2 or 3 times? I talked about Mark McHappy Camper. and his wife Aurora, who passed recently. And I talked about a film where I watched it and blubbered like a... And I blubbered watching the film, and then I blubbered last night just talking about the fucking film. Carve Her Name with Pride. I'm a big softie, really. I am. Cheers. If I knew I was so close to the end of that can, I would have got another one while I was over there getting the cable earlier. 9 watts coming out. Hold on, I'm going to disconnect the phone for a second. Alright. The lamp's drawing 3. That means that the phone's only drawing 6. This phone is a piece. Alright, 11. So it's drawing 8. The phone's drawing 8. The lantern is drawing 3. Oh, we're on 36%. And we're probably out of power altogether on the other EcoFlow when I turned the fridge on before. So that won't be doing any good. Let me check tomorrow morning's weather, because cloud, sun and cloud. It's going to be a mixed day. It's not all sun. Sun and cloud. Tomorrow, if I do not eat that pork, I'm an idiot. I've had it way over a week. The last packet of pork I had, I didn't get more than halfway through before the rest went off. I've got to stop doing that. Either don't buy it, or fucking eat it soon after you buy it. I gotta stop keeping meat, even though it's in a fridge. My fridge is kind of unreliable because it's... What do you think of that? I would swear that's somebody setting off the alarm deliberately. That's what the security guard in me says. That's not just like a regular interval. It's going off at random. And this is what, 3rd or 4th time. That's someone setting it off and setting it off and setting it off so that someone just turns it off for the night. I don't know whether it's a shop or just a house or what, but I'm mighty suspicious of that. And like I said, if I did not have a dog, I would be up and over there. Right, if I didn't have a dying dog, you know, a disabled dog. If I had a dog, me and the dog would be off up there. For reals. Win the crowd, win your freedom. Gary, RSA, cheers. Earlier sounded like some folks on motorbikes going around, probably them setting things off. Could be. Could be. When you get something like that, an alarm that goes up, like it's not just going off continuously, it goes off, it stops. Maybe it goes off once more, it stops. And then half an hour, and then it goes off. That's not normal. That's not... Some alarms will stop for like 10, 20, 30, 60 seconds and then continue. That's one thing. This goes off for half an hour. Then comes back on. Well, it goes off for a random amount of time. Half an hour, whatever it is. That makes me think that somebody is deliberately triggering it to make the owner, the interested party, someone's trying to make them turn the alarm off. At which point they get broken into, don't they? That's what it feels like to me. I don't know. Could all just be random. Like Karen said, oh, it could be like a flickering in the electrics or whatever. I mean, there are other options. I did put the percentage at about 10% earlier. The fact that it's carried on makes me lean more towards 20% chance someone's trying to rob somewhere. I don't know if it's the Chino Bazaar. I don't know if it's the Reptile Garage or just a house over in that general direction. I don't know. But it makes you wonder, makes you think. I'm sat here with no drink, folks. You know how I don't like that. I have a reputation to maintain. You guys have to think of me as some kind of fucking ultra lush. I don't recall. Is that my second beer of the night or the third? And I'm talking about since 10 o'clock when Scruff Dog started. Not since I went live. I think that's my second since I went live. So probably my third since 10 o'clock. And it's coming up on 2 o'clock maybe? Oh, we're after 2. We're on 2:30. Why does that say 1:46? That's not even close. I went live at 12:30, didn't I? Alright. Stay with me. Thumbs up if you haven't. What do I need to do? I need to go back and to the right slightly because there's a Tina. She's not behind me, to the side of me. It's okay. You're okay, babe. Hey, it's okay. Daddy's gonna work around you, don't worry. You just sit there. You just stay there. You're okay. Tina's okay. Daddy's okay. We're all okay. No, lay down. It's okay. I'm gonna go get a beer. It's okay. I got you. I got this. Okay. It's my job to work around you. Don't worry. You're okay, Tim. It's okay. Relax. I got this. It's my job. I'll look around you. It's okay. Oh, guys, you know I had the chicken carcasses in the fridge the last 2 days for Tina. An open pack of chicken carcasses. Still fucking hums. My God. Cannot get rid of that smell. Cheers. If you're of a herbalicious that's not the right word. Disposition. Oh, yeah, it is the word. That's where I was going. If you're of a herbalicious disposition, now's your chance. Cheers, folks. That's my t-shirt. Okay. Go get a drink, mate, said Zap Sparky. I did. I had to dance around the dog. But that's my job. It's amazing that she trusts me so much I can put a foot right next to her head, bring the other foot over. She doesn't bat an eyelid. She trusts me. I wouldn't trust me that much. Fuck. If I was laying on the ground and I put a foot next to my, next to my head, I wouldn't be trusting that bastard. Not especially not after he's had a drink or two. But she does. She trusts me implicitly. It's one of the reasons I love her so much. When I first got Tina, I would crack open a can of beer and she would jump. She was. I said to her, "Don't worry. By the time I've opened 10,000 cans, you'll be fine." I haven't done the maths. I think I did once do the maths. I don't think we were there. Shall we do the maths? 10 years. Oh, I'd probably have to say too much about myself. X number of cans. Oh, look at that again. X number of cans times X number of days per week times X number of, well, times 52 weeks per year times 10 years. And we'd get an approximation. It's not going to be a right number. But I still don't think we'd be at 10,000. It's one of those things like the 10,000 hours thing, isn't it? 10,000 hours to be an expert in something. Because you work about 2,000 hours a year, is that right? Am I pulling that number out of nowhere? 40 hours times 50 weeks. That's 2,000, isn't it? Yeah, you work 2,000 hours a year. Minus lunchtime, break time, blah, 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 blah. But approximations. 5 years of full-time work to become an expert at something. So I think that's why I said to her, I think that's why I said 10,000. Not that I've drunk a can of beer every hour for her lifetime. Or every work hour for her lifetime. I'm going to say something now that you're not going to like. Some of you won't like. I am not against the breakfast beer in the right circumstances. So yesterday I was online for I talked for 12 hours last night. I did a 7-hour stream. I sat and talked with this guy for 3 hours, and then I did a 5-hour stream. So I was online for 12 hours. And after I finished, I thought, I'll just put a YouTube video on. I'll just sit and relax. And next thing I know, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. And I've got a full can of beer sat there that I just opened and then fell asleep. Well, I'm not going to waste it, am I? Because I can't afford to be wasting shit. So at 6 o'clock in the morning we decamped. It took me half an hour to get everything all inside. Move solar panels around, set up ready for 8:30. The sun comes around behind these trees and onto my solar panels at 8:30 in the morning. I had to set up the solar panels, the eco flows. There's work involved before I go inside. Half an hour. So I'm sat there at 6:30, 6:45, inside the tent with a can of beer. It's quite nice. You should try it sometimes, folks. I am not suggesting that you open a can of beer at fucking 6:30, 7 o'clock or 7:30 or whatever in the morning. I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm not saying you shouldn't. But if you've got a can open already from the evening before, why not? Oh wow. I'm not against it. Zapped Sparky says cheers. Did you ever give me, you didn't give me a name, did you? I asked whether you had a name, and I said it's okay to ignore me if you don't want to give a name, and I think you ignored me. Wine, yeah, wine is not an emulator. That was a while ago. Making sure that I'm up to date with chat. I've caught up with you. Have I seen any science news this week? I have. I just don't remember any of it. I've been watching Sabina quite a bit, and Dr. Becky, astrophysicists, and physicists and astrophysicists. Let me see what I've been reading, apart from the weather forecast, which no good. That was me. I don't watch me right now. And you shouldn't either. Probably. Where are we going? Oh wow. Oh, Daft Hermits. Andy. Folks, friend of the channel, Daft Hermits, all one word. Go check out Andy. He often references his deceased wife, Mel. But yeah, he's another guy living, you know, an alternate lifestyle. I believe would be the polite way of putting it. Daft Hermits, all one word. Here's another guy, look. Dr. John Campbell, he's an interesting bloke. When COVID happened, this guy was full on for passing on like government information. He was so full on with the government line. But because he investigated behind the headlines, he started to say, well, there's something weird here. And then he followed along and turned. I'm not going to say he's an anti-vaxxer, because in no way. This is a proper real scientist. This is a doctor, not a doctor, not a medical doctor. He's a doctor of nursing who teaches nurses and doctors about physiology, about the human body. He teaches medicine, right? But he spotted weaknesses in things that were happening during COVID. Like the is it called expiration? Sounds long. Expiration. Give me a second. When you're doing an intramuscular injection and you pull the needle back. No, I've accidentally clicked a link. That's not where I want it to be. Hold on. If I say intramuscular, if I say, I get, okay, inject, I'm going to type injection, just to be clear. Expiration. I don't think expiration's the right word. No, I don't mean expiration date. Okay. Draw back the plunger. Give me the fucking word. Draw back plunger. Blood. Okay, blood. One of the options there was there. That's not a plunger. Plunger. Drawing back aspiration. I knew there was a word. When you're injecting into muscle, you're supposed to put the needle in and you're supposed to draw back the needle. If if you get blood into the needle, that means you're in a vein or an artery. You don't want to do that. That's called mainlining. That's what heroin users aim for. Don't do that. You want to find that you're not in a blood vessel, and then you can inject safely. During COVID, they wanted to increase the number of people who could do injections, and so they sidestepped that safety issue, and far more people got a mainline version of the drug. Imagine a drug that's supposed to be just injected into the blood, into the muscle, and then seep into the blood gradually over a day or two. And instead of that, it goes direct into a vein, goes around your body, your heart, like semi-instantly, like in seconds. That's not what was meant to happen. It's meant to be released gradually over days. Aspiration, it's called, apparently. I had expiration in mind. I had the wrong word. It does happen. I make a mistake once every 50 years or so. You know that's not true if you've been here any length of time. But this doctor guy, Dr. John Campbell, he went from being fully on board with the government line as this big, as the pandemic, as this overarching threat to humanity was passing around the world. We didn't know how high the lethality was, and it was a big deal, and he was fully on the government's side. And then over time, he started to spot like cracks in their armour. He started to spot weaknesses, things that were wrong, things that weren't being discussed properly. Things that didn't have the government's acting like something's an actual fact when there was no evidence available to say that was a fact. It was interesting watching him turn. And he's still on the case now. He's still following. He talks about other health issues, obviously. He's got other things going on. But some things that are tangential to the whole thing. Coroners and mortuary, what's the word I'm looking for? Like Big Clive's brother. They're finding these white strands. When they're flushing the body out, when they're trying to get the blood and everything out, there are these tendrils, these white 6 or 8 or 9 inch long things coming. You got a dead person and you're supposed to be flushing the system out to get rid of all the blood, and you've got these big long white tendrils being flushed out of their blood. And what are these? Nobody's ever seen that before. What is it? Why is no one from the government examining what that is? Why do we not know what it is? Fuck, it could be a fucking alien invasion. This could be the Gawauld of Stargate. I mean, it's not, but yeah, this could be like a literal alien invader. The mortuary assistants, they're expecting to flush blood out of the arteries and veins, and they're getting these long white tendrils. I haven't got another word. There probably are other words. And no one in government wants to know. These guys have been working for 30 and 40 years doing this job, and they've never seen anything like it. People are dying with these long white things in their blood vessels, and nobody knows what they are, and nobody's asking what they are. A little bit weird. I think I saw a couple of messages. Let me get a drink. Okay. I stick to pseudonyms on the net. People can be weird. Yeah, it's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough. Zapped. I'll just call you. Do I call you Zapped or do I call you Sparky? I'm not sure. Facebook a few years ago, I was asked what knickers I was wearing. Apparently, replying my wife's means I'm a gay. Means I'm a gay boy who's. Hold on, it jumped. How far did it jump? Which way did it? I don't know what way it jumped. Okay. Apparently, replying my wife's means I'm a gay boy who's going to hell. Undeservedly so. Off to Hades with you. Don't even carry any money for the ferryman over the River of Styx. See, now I'm mixing my different religions. Oh, Styx. Is that Greek or is that Roman? River of Styx with a Y. Hades rather than hell. Styx. Oh, I don't know which religion I've jumped off into. Let me find out. River of Styx with a Y. S-T-Y-X probably. Boatman, okay, yeah. There we go. Greek, that's Greek mythology, River of Styx. Okay. The name means shuddering. It's also personified as an ancient goddess who aided Zeus in the, oh God, Titanomachia. Titanomachia. Now I've got to look up Titanomachia. So the ferryman is called Charon, or Charon with a CH. The mythical river is tied to a real-life waterfall and stream called Mavroneri, black water. And the ancient village of Nonakris in the mountains of Arcadia, Greece. The spring water in this rocky gorge was historically believed by the ancients to be toxic. Okay, specific myths and heroes across the river: Odysseus, Heracles, Orpheus. Who was the woman whose head washed down pomegranate? Persephone? Where do I get that from? I'm pulling words out my ass and I don't know why. Hold on. If I just type Persephone here we go. It offered it as an autocomplete. Does that mean it knows what that is? Is she related? Ancient Greek goddess of spring, agricultural fertility, and queen of the underworld, alongside her husband Hades. Her dual nature represents the changing of the seasons and the cycle of life and death. Hades fell in love with Persephone and abducted her. Her mother Demeter, yeah, anyway, on we go. Pronunciation. I hate people who say pronunciation. I say it out of irony. I know that it is correctly pronounced as pronunciation. The difference between pronounce and pronounce, it's interesting, isn't it? I don't know why we do that. Anyway, pomegranate seeds. I said pomegranate. Do you see that? Tramp in a fucking field and he knows his Greek mythology. Come on. The pomegranate seeds. Zeus intervened to return Persephone to the living world. However, Hades tricked her into eating pomegranate seeds. Some stories say 1 and some say 6 seeds in different myths. Eating the food of the underworld bound her to that realm forever. A deal was struck where Persephone spends 1/3, or in some versions a half, of the year in the underworld with Hades, causing winter, and the rest on earth with Demeter, bringing spring and summer. Did I not say pomegranate at the fucking beginning? Beginning. I'll put that down. Sometimes I don't know what I know, I don't know why I know it, and I don't know where the fuck I'm pulling it from. Right out of my ass half the time. I said pomegranates and then I said Persephone. Professor Tim, you were having a discussion with yourself, was that last week? Possibly the week before, about how it's more fascinating when people can't remember something rather than remembering the rules of like cryptic crosswords and things. I think you're right. I'm more interested in things that I pull out of nowhere. I don't know why I know that, how I know that. I'm a Barnsley lad, coal mining village on the outskirts of Barnsley, Garfield. I find myself fascinating sometimes. Is that wrong? Does that sound arrogant? I think it probably will. I'll probably watch this back and slap myself and say, don't be such a fucking dick. How did I link Persephone to pomegranates? Why did I know anything about that? I got the thing wrong about the head floating down the river. That's Orpheus in the underworld. Probably. That's a bloke. He might be related. So I make links sometimes and I don't know why or how or when or where I make links. So Professor Tim Wilson, I didn't go to Oxford or Cambridge. I haven't got all of the education, unfortunately. I had to make do with a bricks and mortar university in Lancaster. Didn't study the classics. But I surprise myself sometimes. And I don't know how I get where I get. It kind of entertains me that I get there. So for anyone who doesn't know, Professor Tim Wilson is a guy on YouTube and an actual, fucking university professor. Follows me for what that matters. He is my most of my followers. He's the one with the most followers. I know it's not really a big boast, but it is. Of all the people that follow me, some of them have got 3, 4, 5 followers. Some have got 30. Some have got 50. He's got a few more. Shall we go find out how much more? How many? If it's quantifiable, it's many. If it's some kind of unquantifiable amount, you use different wording, don't you? That's not where I want to be. No. YouTube. I need to search within YouTube. I typed something silly. Prof Tim Wilson. Yeah. So I've got 1,800 subscribers. Do you want to take a, do you want to take a stab at how many he's got? It's not 18,000. It's not 180,000. 248. He's basically got a 250,000 followers. This time next week. In fact, let's get Professor Tim to 250,000. Let's get the prof. How do I do this? I can do this. I go to his channel, view channel, take the link, share, copy link, and I can do lots of things from there, can't I? Can I? If I go back again and click share, no, not about, share. I can go to X, and I can say, let's get the prof to 250,000. Let's, there we go, let apostrophe S. Let's get my favorite prof. Nope, you don't spell professor with a T. Let's get my favorite professor to, that's true, and then I'll do a quarter. Oh, it's not, oh, there it is. To 250,000 subs. Do I abbreviate as subs or do I go with, I'll go with subscribers. This is a professor, I need to be more respectful. We don't use contractions, except for the word let's right at the beginning. Let's get my favorite professor to 250,000 subscribers. Let's do that. I'll copy that text. Copy. That's out on my twatterings. Now, back to YouTube. And let's post it again. Share. As a... It won't. Hold on. Okay. Are you saying that I should have copied the full fucking... You won't just do a Google... sorry, a YouTube... Hold on, wait a minute now. Share. I can't just share it on YouTube. Why can I not just share his channel? You're saying share, copy link, quick share, QR code. I can't share a YouTube. Well, that's... What? That's weird. I can share him on X. I can't share his YouTube channel on YouTube. That's just fucking that's retarded. Hey YouTube, you are a retard. Why would you stop me from doing that? Hold on, wait a minute now. I gotta find a way forward. I could probably share individual films, individual videos, but that's not what I'm after. He's on 248,000 subscribers. We can get him above 250,000. We can do that. I just need YouTube to play ball. Help. Anybody got any suggestions? I'm in YouTube. I've searched for him. I can click view channel and there he is. I can click share. I can post it out. The one thing I can't do is post it on YouTube. That's bizarre. I'm trying to look for a workaround or think of a workaround. Right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to X. I'm going to find my post. I'm going to copy the whole thing, including his. I copied the text, but not his link. I'm going to go there. I'm going to copy my whole post. What's not there? Hold on. Where's my post? My last post is Friday night with a Trump. Oh no, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get my favorite professor. Why is it doing that? It's not even letting me view the full post. What is this a conspiracy? What are we fucking doing? You can't edit a tweet. I can't. I'm not, no. Oh, for fuck's sake. Do I have to replicate it? Back to YouTube. Professor Tim. Share. I'm gonna have to go to X. No? You're not even giving me an edit box. What is this? The world is against me. Professor Tim. View channel. Share. X, sorry, not YouTube. X. Okay, here we are. I've got to type my message out again, and this time copy the whole thing. Let's get my favorite professor. Sorry folks, this is ridiculous. Favorite professor over, that's not how you spell over, it doesn't start with a fucking Z, over, we'll do 1/4 with the actual 1/4. I have that on my keyboard. Over 250,000 subscribers. Full stop, carriage return. This time copy the text, but also copy the link. That's where I went wrong last time. Copy. I don't need to post it, it's already posted here. You can delete. Back to YouTube. Down to community posts, or whatever they call themselves now. They just post. This time I paste the whole thing, including the link, because it wouldn't do it. Let's get my favorite professor over 250,000 subscribers. Post! Fuck, it only took half an hour, didn't it? Let's go! He's very much a lefty. We have very different political opinions. He seems to respect my my right to my opinion. I respect his right to his. We disagree vehemently. I would love to sit down in a pub with him one day with a pint of beer, a plate of fish and chips, and just discuss the fucking world. Prof, I know there's no chance you'll ever see this, but cheers to you, sir. The lefty that you are. Scrolling, folks. Zapped Sparky off to sleep. Laters, everyone. That was at 2:45. Totally understandable, sir. Where am I time-wise? I started at 12:30. I'm 2.5 hours in. I don't think I'm going to make the 4-hour mark this time around, folks. I doubt it very much. There's probably not even enough of you to carry the conversation. So I'm probably going to call it quits myself anytime now. Like I said, I think it was 12:30 and I was maybe a minute or two after that. I think the counter here says 2:26, 2 hours 26. I don't know how reliable that is. I'll go to 2:30 and a few minutes beyond. It's not like it really matters. It will be tomorrow night before YouTube post-processes this and does the, what do they call it? The chat replay synchronization thing. It'll be tomorrow night. Well, tonight, I guess now, because we're well into tomorrow already. This is the tomorrow of which I speak. Oh. Oh. Itchy ankle. Okay, folks, we'll give it another few minutes, but unless anything changes drastically, we're going to call it quits fairly soon. There's only, according to the counter here, there's only 5 of you here anyway, so why am I bothering? Excuse me. I don't mean that. You know I love you. I love you however many or however few there are. But, yeah. Talk to a tramp. Or at least say goodnight if I am winding things up. It looks like I'm winding things up. Come and talk to a tramp. Or at least say goodnight to a tramp. Oh. I am. What time? Let me. Oh, the tablet's here. Hold on. Let me get the tablet. What do you think the temperature is, folks? I'm going to guess about 27 degrees. Let's have a look. 28 still. 28 feels like 33. Huh. What do I know? It's only going to drop down to 26. And only for the 1 hour at 7 well 8 in the morning, it'll get down to 26. This is why it feels so warm. Hold on. Breaking news. Hurricane Lala strengthens to a hurricane. I'm guessing that should have read Storm Lala strengthens to a hurricane. I don't know where that is in the world. Tomorrow's temperature. Humidity will make it feel like 39. But temperatures are down 2 degrees from today. The temperatures are down 2 degrees, it will only feel like 39. Yeah, okay, mate. Yeah, that's nice. Where's Lala? Hurricane. I'm going to guess this is America. Probably Miami-esque. That's not how you spell hurricane. Again, I always just give them a real name. Hurricane, not Katrina. Lala. Well, let's get contemporaneous, folks. Come on. Pacific Ocean. Hawaii, really? I thought this time of year was always Florida. And other states nearby. You got the Carolinas down there. I don't know my American geography. Hold on. Let me type America state map. State. That's how you spell state. Map. What are you gonna go with? Give me a pic. No, I don't want to buy it. I just want a picture of it, you cunt. Okay, Florida, Georgia, and there's the two Carolinas with Virginia above. Alabama to the west. Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas. I know it's Arkansas, I just say it to be funny. Look how big Texas is. So where does the name Arkansas come from, and why is it spelled Arkansas? That is a weird one. Oh. Okay. 3 o'clock. Is it 3 o'clock? Wasn't I just looking at the time and it was different to that? I was looking at the counter for how long I've been online. We're going to call it quits here, folks, I believe. I don't think I can. It's not, ordinarily I like to keep going for 4 hours. There's a YouTubery reason for 4 hours, but I'm not going to make it that long. I'm yawning and I'm not going to make it. So let's do what we need to do. Zapped Sparky was off for a sleep a while back, and I'm going to go off for one now. Let me finish in the manner to which maybe you become accustomed. I don't know whether this is fair on Tina. I'm going to turn the camera, turn on the flash. Oh, she's awake. Hello, babe. Hello, you. Hey. Hey, you. Okay. Tina's okay. Can you give us a look? You going to talk to the peoples? No. Okay. Lie back down then. Don't go to sleep because we're going inside soon. I probably need 15 to 20 minutes to put shit away. But Tina's okay. Daddy's okay. We're all okay. Hey, babe. Okay, folks. From Tina. Oh. And from me, Delta Mike. If I can reach the buttons. Out. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's been nice being with you. Catch you later.